Another year nearly behind us, many of us will be reflecting on 2022, perhaps thinking about setting some resolutions for the new year. Joining me now is Dr. Rosanne Freak-Poli, Senior Research with Monash University. Thank you for your time. It's become a cliche, but I guess for a reason. I feel like you get to late November and you think, oh, look, I'll start exercise next year because you know the new year's coming. Does that actually mean we pile up more things we're supposed to do on January 1 than we're meant to, and that's almost the hardest part of sticking to resolutions?
Well, the end of year usually marks, interestingly, just a point in time that we can reflect on our past year and then move forward in our new year. I would say that New Year's resolutions don't need to be just for New Year. We could be doing them in February, for instance, or monthly. But it does tend to be in our society something that we do discuss around the end of year, maybe because we have a bit more time and we're around our friends and relatives. So we can use this as an opportunity just to have a good chat about them.
Yeah, and so your point being, you know, they don't have to start on January, they might start in February or March. When people make these resolutions, what are the most common reasons for them going by the wayside? Because I feel like if we miss a couple, we say to ourselves, well, you've failed, whatever, give up. Is it about sort of not worrying about the ones you've missed, but the ones you're going well on?
I think with New Year's resolutions, it's just really important to make sure that we're taking small steps to the larger goals. So I would highly recommend people to really think, okay, if they want to be, for instance, more physically active, to start small. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk a day, rather than thinking that they have to start with an hour or high intensity impact exercise. And I want to just highlight here that maybe thinking beyond the current or known risk factors for our health, usually they're around healthy eating or physical activity. My research has shown that socialising is actually really important and really great for your health and survival. Yeah, so to that end, thinking of that as a benefit too, I suppose. And when you talk about that exercise and starting slowly, it might be saying to another friend, hey, let's go for a walk before we go to the cafe, and sort of fitting both of those things in. So not starting, as you say, someone might go, January 1, I'm going to run 10 kilometres, and they can't walk properly for the next week because they're so sore. Exactly. So starting small, having long-term goals, and thinking maybe a little bit about what are the reasons why you're wanting these changes in your life. Is it because you want to be more fit? Is it because you want to play with your children and not be puffed out? For instance, the reasons behind being making changes in your life are actually really important rather than the changes themselves. They can be great motivators. So if you can talk about or think about those motivators behind the actions, then we find that people will sustain or actually do their New Year's resolutions. So it's important to go a bit deeper with your New Year's resolutions.
So, how they're changing as well. Are we seeing resolutions change a bit? With the first thing I do, not so much a resolution, but every time I'm on holiday, so this time of year, is delete Twitter. I just think I don't need that until I'm working again. Are people sort of thinking of new things that might be around, maybe not online shopping, something like that?
Yeah. So with technology, it can be good for you and bad for your health. We know that social media does have some negative impacts. However, some people really enjoy it as a socialisation tool, and if you do face-to-face phone or like FaceTimes, Zoom, these are actually counted as interactions, social interactions, and can be beneficial for your health. So I wouldn't want you to discount all types of social media, but if you do find that you need to maybe slow down, limiting it to 10 minutes a day, rather than a blanket rule, yes or no, I find that just putting a bit of restriction around it, because it's really hard to keep to yes or no's, the black and whites, when we're discussing changing habits. So small steps towards a larger goal, and like I said, using the new technology and social media for beneficial outcomes, such as using it for FaceTime, and particularly for relatives and friends that are not close to you, in your location, I mean. So it's a really great way of having a in-depth conversation. Being able to read people's facial cues while having a conversation is really helpful for sustained friendships and generally having a better well-being after a phone call.
All right, so keep things modest and keep socialising, and two of those things, which I think we can all do over Christmas. So there you go, some good advice there, Dr. Rosanne Freak-Poli. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.